Hello viewers and welcome to another edition of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, Jamie Lee Loss chats to the young entrepreneur Glen, who owns Chill Hub, Eco Hub and Trans Hub.
Well, welcome to Brave Namibia, guys. Today in studio we're joined by Glen. Glen, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing good. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Lawrence Masugubili. I'm born in Namibia, Ventu to be specific. I'm a business owner, or let me say business man, because I venture into 3 different things. Also, I'm a student at NUST. I do logistics part-time. And yeah, that's it basically.
Quite interesting. Well, what exactly is the 3 things that you do?
I have an entertainment business which falls under Chill Hub. Also a transport and logistics business which is Trans Hub Namibia, as well as a cleaning business. But we more specified into the wheelie bean cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
But with Chill Hub, because we like the streets.
Yeah.
What exactly do you guys do?
We host events, social youth events basically, whereby, the main motive behind it is for the youth to showcase their entrepreneurship and innovative skills at the shows. Also like for them to showcase their talents, because we let most of them perform on the stages and yeah.
So you take like local artists basically?
Local artists.
So even small upcoming artists?
Mostly.
But do they pay
always.
you to perform?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
We pay them to perform. In some cases they do it for free because they want to
get their name out there. So when did you think of this idea, or like how did it come to your mind that like, I can actually start throwing parties?
It was back in 2017. I was grade 10 at the time. Okay, firstly it was in grade 8. But then the one in grade 8 wasn't so... Okay, it didn't actually happen because I was still too small and I didn't understand everything. But I already had like the plan, or I was interested in hosting one, but then it didn't work out. But officially it started in grade 10. It was actually like a group type of thing, because at the time there was...
Yeah, it's fine. I like it.
I don't know if I can mention them, but yeah.
It's up to you.
There was another group that used to host events at the time as well, or house parties. So I also felt like, no man, I could do that. Or we could do that because we were a group. So we started this thing. We were a group of 5 in the class. We were kids.
And what school were you?
At Highlands Christian School at the time.
Oh, Christian.
At the time we were at Highlands Christian School, yeah. So now we planned on hosting this first event, and when we were about to do that, there was this cyclone thingy. I'm not sure if you guys remember. That was supposed to happen on the day of the event. So now like everyone backed out and they were like, no, people won't go anymore. And then, so I still continued though. I was alone, but I continued. And the cyclone didn't happen, so few people showed up. I was like, okay, fine, it's a start. My mom understood, everyone understood. Then from there, I guess that's
where did you host your parties? Like
party.
That first party, was it at your house?
No, it was at a field actually.
Oh.
It's the telecom field in Pioneers Park. I'm not sure if you know it, but it's like across. Is it White?
Yeah.
Somewhere there. Yeah.
And how many people would you say showed up?
I could say at least 30.
30. But that's a lot though for first party.
It's not as what it.
Okay, because it was almost like a bash thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not like what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But then I think I was also expecting too much because it was my first time and I was like just doing numbers and I was like, yo.
But do you think did you do enough marketing?
I think I did. The only thing that spoiled it was the cyclone thing that was supposed to happen, apparently. So people were scared that cyclone would come while the event is on and all of that.
So you mentioned mentioned that you're studying logistics and transport, right?
Yes.
So, and you mentioned that you have a transport business, right?
Yes.
It
It
goes
recently started.
hand in hand. How's it going?
It recently started. We only launched yesterday on the 31st. So today was basically our first day of operating.
Wow.
We've actually got a couple of deliveries and pickups that we had to do already.
Is it delivery service?
It's deliveries, pickups, drop-offs,
Is it almost like dial-up cab vibes?
something like that, yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah,
also
it's-
like with products and
With
stuff
products, anything, we can drop it off to you, we can pick it up for you and take it somewhere. We can pick people up for you.
like that. You know that working with family members and friends can be quite challenging. How do you deal with it?
How I deal with it is basically the people around me, or like my friends to say, they know I like it when we are too busy doing something or when we are busy with just something, you understand? So with the 3 businesses that I have, I always evaluate like the friends or the people around me, and I'll be like, okay, no, you're this type of person. You, for example, you like designing clothes or wearing clothes. So design something that goes in tag with our brand, and let's see if we can sell it or if we can promote it and sell it. And yeah, that's it basically. So
That's great.
I'd rather put you in a place where you are comfortable as well, and where I feel like you can work and excel, and then we can both excel in this.
So basically, you
There's
like
no-
helping the people around you grow
Around
with
you,
you.
yeah.
So you don't want to be successful alone at all.
Basically,
Mm.
but yeah.
You know. But I wanted to find out with each of your businesses.
Yeah.
Actually, before we go there, tell us more about the cleaning business. What is
Yes.
it called?
The Eco Hub.
Eco Hub. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us more about it. Because I know that for the longest you were just busy with Chill Hub.
Yeah.
So how did you decide like that? That's
Okay,
dirty, let me wash it.
That was actually not my idea.
Oh.
It was a friend's idea.
You can mention him if you want to.
Destiny, you know him, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that was my friend's idea. His name is Destiny. He actually wrote it down. Yeah, so he had this idea in like a book that he always writes down his stuff. And it was there for the longest while. Like it was there since last year. You understand? But then he always tried help talking to his other friends about it. But they didn't take it serious. Or they would just be like, yeah, we'll do it,
And then
But then, you
it
know.
just dies there.
So then January was approaching and it was December, and I was like, nah man. In January we really struggle because you know how January is a hassle.
I don't know why January's are always like that, guys.
So then I was like, nah, let's do it. Let's do it the whole of January. Let's see how it goes. Let's push, let's put our all into it. Let's get uniform, let's register it, let's...
You guys registered it, no?
Yeah, register all of them.
All of them,
registered,
yeah.
yeah.
Very good.
So we registered it, we put it through, we got uniform, we got material, we got a few companies that we're still washing for now. And yeah, that's how
It's
it
been
basically came about.
But
That's
you
how
only
we
do
got-
it. You only do it for like companies. You don't.
It
like,
used to be residential areas first,
Mm.
but then it became too much. You
Yeah.
understand? Because you go to each house.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so now we just focus more on the companies because they bring the
You
bigger
give
bag,
exactly.
and it's just at one place. So
Exactly. Think
that's
about
how we managed to generate money to start the Transhub thing, you know.
So you're still also that's basically your main partner, ne?
You understand?
That's your brother. No, it's really great. But even though you be making the money, the challenges involved, of course.
Yeah, always.
What challenges do you face with each of the businesses separately?
Capital, startup capital. But then also it's just like, yes, we do write proposals, yes, we do, but I feel like when you have to apply at companies or in certain places, it's hard to get the deal.
Yes.
You understand? Because it's always a thing of who do you know, or how you get
Literally,
into it.
I can actually
Yeah,
relate
you
to that.
understand. So it's just that, to be honest.
I feel like I can get that. I think it's the most difficult part because when companies, they don't really go through
Go through the stuff, yeah.
So
it's
you
just
can
like
put your best work in
best
but
work
then-
into it, especially like with my events. If you check out my events, most of them are not sponsored. The only sponsored events are the ones that I do with other people, like
yeah.
established venues or
Yeah.
companies or
Clubs.
clubs that already have them on board. You understand? So then it's easier for them to come on board for the specific event. But just normally, nah.
But like because I feel like Chill Hub has opened a lot of doors for you.
Yeah.
But what would you say it has done for you? What changed?
As in?
Like, what changed? What changed in your life? Like, because you started in, like, what time did it boom? I think.
Okay, look. So Chill Hub's actually like the baby event company for Absolute Events. It's always been Absolute Events since the beginning. It's been Absolute Events Namibia, and then in 2020, so when we actually officially started with the Chill Hub thingy. So that's like my own, because Absolute was like a group thingy. Yeah, you understand. So what changed for me was, maybe I could say, my lifestyle, because basically it's just it's fun. It's fun, it's stressful, but like at the end of the day, as long as the people are happy, and I look forward to people saying, oh no, the show was nice, please do it again, you understand? We'll come out again and we'll do it again.
And getting like the certain people, certain musicians, certain celebrities to come, like how's that struggle?
That's actually a big struggle, but then I feel like after we've hosted our first artist from South Africa, which was Bobby Cooper, and Bukle, she's an MC. It was easier because we basically got most of the other artists that we worked with through them. Because it's like, I feel like in South Africa, it's easy for them to work together, and they're all good with each other, or cool with each other, so it's very easy actually. But then the challenges we faced with that event, that first event, like the outsiders wouldn't know what happened, but like if you were there,
inside,
guys.
Have you ever had like a situation, because I see it happening a lot these days with events, where you invited a musician or artist from South Africa, they just say, "Kom nie meer."
I had that situation with Uncle Vinny event that's supposed to happen last year on the 3rd of December. So Aish, I'll not lie to you, it's not a good thing. And you know what's funny is like the people don't understand like how it is, you understand. They don't understand that they can just switch up anytime, and us now, the people that are waiting for the artist, they will be like, yeah, you guys you didn't have money to bring them, you didn't know what, but they don't actually know like the story behind it, or like what actually happened.
I feel like there's always a reasonable explanation, and most of the time it's not the fault of the person that's bringing.
Yeah, it's the artists themselves. Yeah.
So, what are your last words to the viewers?
My last words to the viewers are: you should believe in yourself. If you think of something, and if you think of something too long, just do it. Start. Don't wait for something. Even if you don't have the capacity or how you want to start, the way you see it, just start. You understand? The more you start, or the more you push what you started, the further you go, or the more you'll understand how to do things in that specific path or that you've chosen.
Well, it was nice speaking to you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you very much.
Well, guys, do stay tuned for the next video.
Next, Jemima Ndebele caught up with Hilalius Ndeimana, who is the Director and Chief Human Resource Officer of the youth-led Comrades Association. Here's more.
My name is Hilalius Ndeimana from the Comrades Association, as the co-founder of the Comrades Association and as well one of the directors. So we are a youth-led organization which was established in February 2021 by a number of young people, which was Claudius Rirwako, Benadi Tula, and Caspar Bohora, and I, Hilalius Ndeimana. We first met at a bootcamp with the Namibian Institute of Democracy in 2019, where we had a civic education bootcamp, and we thought to out that okay, there are some missing loops here, and that has to be targeted and also to be looked at. And we thought of how about empowering young people in the civic dimensions and also in every life aspects, and how to also train them how to be leaders and also to be entrepreneurs. So we thought and also now established an organization called the Comrades Association, which is a non-profitable organization that is mandated only for the benefits of young people. So the Comrades Association is not politically affiliated to any political party, even though some people sort of mention that Comrades Association is somehow affiliated to political parties. But actually, we have named it because Comrade is actually somebody that actually share the same interest with, and also a colleague. So in 2021, we actually came with a project at Megameno orphanage, whereby we aimed at educating these people on mental health. You know, mental health is usually one of the sectors actually that contribute to one's lifestyle. You think that by owning a material worth, you're actually worth it. So you find peer pressure within young people, which actually plays a major role into theft, into crime, and whatsoever. You mention it. And also now one of our accomplishments that accomplished projects that we actually had was the basic income grant. This is actually a movement that has been going on years and years, and we actually just joined recently, but we have shown much dedication, even though we are non-funded organization. We thought of the basic income grant will actually equip young people into actually survival. So this is actually a movement that actually enables Namibians to actually receive $500 per month unconditionally, whether you're poor or rich. So why we have made it unconditional is because when you make something conditional, now that is when you find a corruption. That is now when you find theft involved. That is now when you also find out that some people who are supposed to qualify actually not qualifying due to certain reasons. So also when you make it conditional, now that is also when you find out that you have to hire a bunch of social workers to find out who is qualified and who is not qualified. So we have shown some success over the period of years, whereby since the government used to have a food bank, whereby they used to give communities food, and then we thought of. Now, you find out we have gone into the field in Katutura, basically in Havana and Koreakhab, and we have noticed that these people actually don't need food. You find somebody having a package of this Harambe food, but actually when you find out that this is food, and we thought that no man. And then we have been pushing the government and so forth and so on, and we actually thought that we actually had some success because the government actually now dissolved the food bank now into a cash grant. So these actually are some of our success, and also just to pile up that mindset development and civic education is actually one of Namibia's things that Namibia should actually that Namibia should actually invest in, because it is us, the next generation, that are the youth that actually are the ones to actually hold some of the positions in the future. Not actually some of the positions, but actually to sustain actually Namibia into the Namibia that you want to see. And actually also the minerals that should belong to us, and also some political factors that has to be changed, that it's us, the young people, that should actually be the first to storm on this. The Comrades Association, one of the aims of the Comrades Association is actually youth empowerment and also accountability and leadership. The Comrades Association has over 200 registered members in Commerce region only, and we have recently opened our branches in Kietmans, in Marienthal and Oshakati, whereby we have over, for now it's over 120 who are registered. What we are trying to accomplish in the Comrades Association is actually the mind. It first starts with the mind to actually change somebody's life. So how do you actually change somebody's mind? What you want to change in somebody's mind is actually how they see the perspective of life. What are they worth? From their cultural perspective, how can you change them into that cultural phobia into actually something that can actually change somebody else's life? So what we want to see and vision in the Comrades Associations is actually to see young people being leaders and also being led by other leaders. It is said that from a story of a bamboo, it takes 6 years to 5 years of actually watering and just nothing is germinating. But then actually in the 7th year, you find out that actually this tree grows 90 tall. So from this story that I've given you, it states that we young people actually have to be nurtured into growth and actually watered so that we can support ourselves in the future. So what I'm saying here is that the Comrades Association wants to see young people actually taking part into the civic dimension and also in the political arenas. What kept me motivated during the years of the starting points as a youth-led organization was actually seeing some of the young people in mental health issues, some young people in poverty-related issues. Even though we have minerals, we seeing actually young people studying but not guaranteeing of a job. So how do we touch on all these factors? So these are one of the things that actually motivated me to actually run these projects. I've been volunteering for about 4 years now, and just volunteering without any payment and so forth. But that didn't actually keep me from doing what I love because I'm passionate about people. Because the humankind is so giving that when you look at the person actually suffering, it gives you that goosebump of actually being helpful to them, and not actually being helpful, but actually changing their lives and their aims of living and their self-worth. In conclusion, the Comrades Association actually wants to tell you, and as a young person, that you are capable of changing Namibia to where you want to see it. And from the World Bank, there was recently a report that there are 1.6 million people living in poverty. And on top of that, there are 800,000 people who can't find their next meal. They're actually struggling to find their next meal. However, we have got a lot of minerals in our country, but yet when you ask somebody who is about 40 years old and ask them, what have you benefited from our natural resources? The answer that they'll give you will be no. So as young people, as this millennial generation that are upcoming, how do we actually take what belongs to us in a more ethical way? Let us equip ourselves with the necessary knowledge, and how we envision as the Comrades Association is actually to envision you taking part actually in the decision making, in your token of actually changing one's life is actually being a parliamentary, not going to bettings and so forth, or engaging in other things, but your token to actually changing one's life could be actually a parliamentary, could actually be a consultant, actually just also can be actually a program manager for civic education. So I would just want to encourage young people here in Namibia that you are capable, you have all what it takes. And for the Comrades Association, we just want to equip you with the necessary knowledge that will actually guide you into your lifelong career, that will actually enable you into becoming one of our touching Namibians and actually life-changing.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@nmh.com.na.